Thanks for tuning in. You're still watching the World News. We're back for more stories around the globe. Heading the news, private space company SpaceX has successfully tested its reusable rocket technology. In a flight test conducted on December 17, the Grasshopper rocket managed to climb 40 meters and land safely back on the ground. Ben Gruber reports.
This rocket isn't taking off for orbit. Private space company SpaceX are testing what they call Grasshopper, their reusable rocket technology. And Grasshopper has passed the test with flying colors. The rocket took a 40-meter leap into the air at the company's development facility in McGregor, Texas. It then hovered and landed safely back on the launch pad. The 12-story flight marks a significant increase over the height and length of hover compared to Grasshopper's previous flights. SpaceX engineers say tests of Grasshopper will continue with more sophisticated flights expected over the next several months.
In the U.S., the retail industry represents about 8% of the country's GDP. In a time of fragile economic recovery, consumer spending is being closely watched this Christmas. In our report, Chinese manufactured products are playing a huge role this holiday season.
Could this be the snoozing face of Christmas 2012? Surely not. This sleepy fellow called Furby was first sold in 1998, and this year's version is for a new generation.
Wake up. So, good morning. So here's what's great about this. This is a toy that's been around for 14 years. And they've evolved the technology with him. And he has a lot of new features. But what's been the big draw for these is not only do they draw from your language and learn from you in language, they also, based on your interaction with the toy, they develop their own personality.
It's no secret that technology dominates retail these days. Once again, Apple's stable of gadgets are at the top of many wish lists. The iPad mini makes its debut this year, and some of the models have been sold out in Apple stores. There's also a new version of Nintendo's Wii game console system called U, which is more interactive with people and the technology they have in their homes. But in the Doodle Hopper for Kids toy store in Falls Church, Virginia, they're finding that simple toys are also very popular.
Well, by far our bestseller this season has been the Boogie Board. It is a LCD writing tablet, all sorts of different uses. It's not going to rub off. It's super lightweight and portable. You can stick it in any bag, and you just hit the top button, and it erases.
It's gone?
It's gone. On to the next drawing.
One of the store's other big sellers has a simple message.
No.
It's every parent's best friend. For any question, can I have some candy?
No. No.
Can I borrow some money?
For the last time. No.
Any question, can I buy this toy?
No.
One of your sales assistants says, "Can I have a raise?"
No.
Can I have Christmas Eve off?
And
That's my favorite one. N-O.
no.
This store also sells many traditional toys going back generations. Most don't even have batteries.
Moving on, some people would line up day after day for the taste and smell of baked goods. Bakery owners trying to cut costs through automation had few options until now. Developers at a small Japanese company is offering them a machine that can replicate a baker's handiwork.
Bread is becoming more and more popular with Japanese customers. Last year, they bought more bread than rice for the first time ever. That's according to government data released this year. Japanese consumers love stuffed bread, especially sweet red bean buns called ampan. This factory churns out 1,300 ampan buns a day. Breads like these are usually made by hand. Dough contains live yeast. If it isn't handled with care, the final product could lose the soft, fluffy texture customers love. This year, the factory started using this new machine. It can reproduce the taste and texture of bread made by skilled hands.
What's great about this system is that it can wrap the filling the same way we do, so the final product is really quite beautiful.
This is the manufacturer behind the mechanical baker. The key is how the machine stuffs the bread without damaging the dough. It deposits the dough using a conveyor belt. Then the machine wraps it around the filling. The secret lies in how the machine moves when closing up the dough. It first pushes the center down to create a dent for the bean paste. Then it twists the outer part of the dough and closes it up around the filling. 4 plastic wings move together to perform the twisting action. The device manufacturers observed how human bakers fold and close the dough. They spent 3 years getting the machine to work just right. Their machine squeezed into the Chinese market last year. It now responds to a growing need for automated food processing. Labor costs in China are soaring. But breaking into China's market wasn't easy.
High quality isn't enough. Chinese customers especially won't buy buns just because they taste good. They have to look handmade as well.
Bread makers in China are particular about the pleats on their stuffed products. The shape is formed by hand by pinching and twisting the top of the dough. The manufacturers developed a device that can make several pleats at once. The metallic fingers are designed to mimic hand movements. Each panel is gently curved. This allows the machine to gather up the dough to make the characteristic pleats.
We create machines that can reliably perform the same task as a skilled worker. So we're working on more difficult challenges, using cutting-edge technologies.
The machine's developers have big dreams. They want to help provide virtually handmade products to consumers around the world.
And Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without a treat or two. Now we'll head to French town of Gatvilla to visit a traditional gingerbread bakery. Michelle Habsiger is one of the oldest bakers in the area. The family business and its recipes has been around since the 18th century. Even after 200 years have nearly passed, when it comes to these gingerbread creations, some things are best left untouched.
Icing for the Manila, as the Alsatians call their gingerbread men. Michelle Habsiger bakes and decorates them by hand, the old-fashioned way. Little wonder, his bakery and his recipes have been around for almost 200 years. Claiming forgetfulness is a charming way to refuse to give away a trade secret. The Habsiger passed on their recipes orally for generations. But in 2006, after Michel Habsiger had a heart attack, he decided to write some of them down.
For 3 days, all I did was write, so that my son could at least continue the business.
It's like something out of Hansel and Gretel. The small town of Geertville in the Alsace region has been home to gingerbread bakers since 1740. The local residents are proud of this tradition.
Geertville is the gingerbread capital.
It's delicious. Because they're good.
They remind me of my childhood. The first gingerbread we got at Christmas after the war was just great.
In Geertville, gingerbread is baked all year round. After all, it tastes delicious, and not just at Christmas time. So, bon appetit, even if these little men are almost too cute to eat.
Now in Croatia, Zlatko Salaj, a Croat, decided 10 years ago to offer a spectacular Christmas for his family in their village Grabovnica. He decorated 2 Christmas trees with 70,000 lights. Encouraged by the great interest generated by his idea, Zlatko decided to continue. Each year, he added about 100,000 lights, and this year he has 1.3 million. People and playing children can be seen in the alleys of Christmas Story. There were fireworks, nativity scene, and people visit an igloo and take pictures of an illuminated polar bear. A carriage with reindeer in a decorated pine forest is also adding festive mood to the scene. More than 100 winter swimmers from across the county gathered for a competition at Hailar district of Hulunbuir of North China's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region Monday. Influenced by a cold front, Hulunbuir saw a new round of temperature slump recently, with the lowest at minus 37 degrees Celsius Monday. After warming up, the 126 swimmers began the competition at 2 p.m., but they were not in a race for speed, but for the courage to jump into the icy cold weather for excitement. Among the swimmers, the eldest one being 83 years old. And finally, the Vendée Globe round-the-world race leaders were still making good progress as they chased each other across the South Pacific towards South America on Monday. Leader Massif was just 11 nautical miles ahead of Bank Populaire and Amel Leclerc on December 24th. The leaders are making more than 80 knots and are about one-third of their way across the Pacific Ocean. Skipper Bernard Stam of Cheminis Progelat has suffered mechanical problems and veered away to the Auckland Islands to shelter while he attempts repairs. Jean Lecam on Sinersil in 6th place is poised to take over 5th place from Stam. Other skippers took the time to dress up as Father Christmas and send video messages showing them delivering presents aboard their own boats. Alessandro Di Benedetto, skipper of Team Plastic, which is more than 4,600 nautical miles behind the leader in 13th and final place. Bertrand de Broc of Vinam in 11th place, 3,500 nautical miles behind the leaders. On that note, we end today's World News. See you again next time.